Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome in to Lighthouse Tapestry. We are very happy to be able to do this for you. And I want to, first of all, introduce the two other participants with me here. It's Sari.
Hello.
And Morgan.
Hi.
And so we are very excited about what's going to be happening with this full moon release energy that's coming up. And this particular energy for us, I think, is going to be basically a full year thing because of the certain things that are happening in the astrology. So I will say, I see people are coming in. This was something that we had decided that we wanted to do because it was so well. We always do the lunations, but this one is incredibly strong and incredibly empowering. So what I want to do is say hello to everyone. I do want to let everyone know that we're doing a burn tonight. So please, of the necessities that you need to have, you can tell that we aren't AI because I make a lot of mistakes. So not AI generated, right? So you need to have something to write with and a piece of paper that you are going to be sacrificing, whether you just tear it up or whether you tear and burn. If you're going to be burning, we recommend that you have a bowl of water to do that. So yes.
A big one.
A big bowl of water. And it's going to be a lot of us letting go of worthiness wounds. Because that is that energy of the mother, father energy, and it is Capricorn and Cancer. So with that, we do want to, first of all, get our meditation in so that we can cleanse our energy before we move on to other things. We will each draw a tarot card for the collective. And then we will also do, of course, the full burn. I'll talk a little bit of astrology after the meditation, and then we'll go from there. So I will hand it over to Sari, and we will go ahead and cleanse our energy.
Thank you, Dawn. All right. Well, we're trying to get the slide. It's not coming up the right way. It's looking strange on my end, but that's okay. There we go. All right. Welcome in, everyone. And we're just going to take a moment to relax. And as you were relaxing and taking a few nice, deep cleansing breaths, the full moon in Cancer illuminates the emotional body, the inner child, and our deepest needs for safety, for belonging, and for nurturing. Cancer energy is strongly connected to mother and father imprints, as Dawn said, family lineage, and some conscious emotional patterns formed in our early lives. This lunation gently brings these themes to the surface, not to overwhelm us, but to be acknowledged and honored, and then released. This full moon supports the release of inherited emotional patterns, outdated family roles, and coping mechanisms such as people-pleasing, emotional withdrawal, over-caretaking, or fear of abandonment. It invites compassionate self-reparenting and the creation of emotional safety from within. As we are relaxing into our bodies, let us visualize now a soft, silvery moonlight pouring down from above. This nurturing light of the full moon in Cancer. Allow it to gently wash over your body. Bring awareness to your emotional body. Notice what arises without judgment. Observe it. Set the intention. And you can repeat these to yourself silently. I am ready to release emotional patterns from the past that no longer serve my highest good. Visualize your inner child bathed in this beautiful golden light. Offer compassion and reassurance to that inner child. Affirm to this inner child, this beautiful inner child within, I release inherited emotional patterns. I release family roles that no longer belong to me. I release fear, guilt, and emotional protection mechanisms formed in my childhood. And as you are releasing, visualize seeing these energies just dissolve into this moonlight, where this beautiful child is walking the path holding the key. Bring awareness to your heart and solar plexus and feel a warm glow forming. Affirm to yourself, I am my own source of safety. I honor my emotions without being ruled by them. I choose self-trust and self-love. I am healed and I am whole. Let's take one final breath in through the nose. Let's do a big exhale out through the mouth. Let's shake our fingers, our toes. Let's come back into our body. And let's be at peace with this inner child. Dawn, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. And one of the things that I want to do very quickly is I'm going to pull in just to cover, I know a lot of people aren't into astrology, but this is actually, the astrology is touching everyone. So I think that is very important for us to note, is that no matter what sign you are, your sign ruler, the ruler of your particular sign, is involved in this. I've looked, and in one way or another, all of it's just like everything's included. Everything is included. So let me just do this quickly and bring this in. I'll share my screen. Okay. There we are. Share. Make sure that I am still with you. Yes. Okay. Oh, let me remove that. Oh, come on. Let me try that again. Take yourself off.
No, I was saying I wasn't a chart, but thank you.
Oh, okay. There we go. Let's see if we'll add it to stage. Okay. It won't let me switch out. So I'm going to make this bigger. Okay, that'll work. That'll work. What I wanted to show you was that this moon it's 1301 or 1302. And when I looked at the beginning of the year, actually the sun here is at 1302. So this lunation is going to be almost reversed in the December 23rd or 24th. We are starting the year with a Cancer full moon. We are ending the year with a Cancer full moon, which is an unusual thing that's happening. Plus, we have all this unusual energy that's happening here. And so we have all of this energy down here. We have Mercury, we have Venus and Mars and the sun, and we have the moon here. And what I want you to note is that earlier in the day, the moon was moving through all of this energy. She went over Hygeia about our own personal health. She is at this 13 degree with the opposition to the sun, but at 12 degrees is Venus that would be in an opposition to her. And then at 14 degrees with Mars at the other side and Capricorn at 14 degrees, this is Sirius. This is the moon gaining her crown and then going on to touch Jupiter. And Jupiter is in its exaltation and Mars is in his exaltation in Capricorn. Now, one of the also unusual things about all of this is that we have all of the planets that can be out of bounds in the personal planets, out of bounds. So the personal planets are the sun, which never goes out of bounds. Then there's the moon, Venus, Mars, and Mercury. They aren't recognizing the rules. They are there to do what they want. Imagine all of that energy in Capricorn, which is about following the rules. And all of these planets are like, we don't need no stinking rules. No, we're going to make our own rules. So I think that energy is going to carry out through the year. And I think this is a great opportunity for people to recognize that they can make their own rules. They can determine what is best for them. And the moon is asking you to listen to your intuition and don't follow the rules that the other people have always placed on you. And I think that is also part of this, releasing this worthiness wound, is the expectations that other people had on us. We need to release that energy because we should be doing what we truly want to do, what our heart is telling us to do. You know, that Cancer energy of intuition and divine mother love and being part of a, I really am getting the message too of it being part of a long history of family where, you know, you are coming into something that's more, you're setting the standard. And I think not getting the crown is also claiming that Empress energy, which is Venus. And we've had so many synchronicities with Venus coming through that I feel that this week, Venus is going to conjunct the sun and Mars is going to conjunct the sun. Mars will set a 2-year cycle. This is going to allow us to do anything that we want. We can, it's like a Rocky type training. A little bit every day will get you results. And I think the next 2 years, we are going to need that. We're going to need to persevere. We're going to need to be tough and hold on to what our values are. So with that, I want to go ahead. We all drew cards for the collective. So I will turn it over to Sari to read her card.
Okay. Thank you, Dawn. I pulled from the Inner Child Healing deck, and the card that I pulled is Transformation. All right. Beautiful card. And I'm going to read it to you because this is all around what we're going to be changing, transmuting, and transcending. And it says, you are in the process of rebirthing yourself. You've journeyed into the layers of your being, and you are now ready to emerge from the chrysalis. And we've been saying this a lot, to spread your magnificent wings and dazzle those that you encounter with your authenticity, your courage, your power, and your grace. You are ready to be seen beyond the mask and the walls of protection. You are human and divine all in one. You have dreams, desires, wounds, and sorrow, and resilience, and amazing strength. And just like the caterpillar, as you transform, you emerge layer after layer until you stand as you are, not needing to protect yourself from the past or the future, trusting that you are held by your lineage, that they surround you and they support you with their loving embrace. Healing happens in layers, and it's time to shed another layer of the past today so that you may spread your wings and allow their shimmering magnificence to inspire all that you meet. So I think this is a time, Dawn, that you said for all of us to release a lot of things that we've held on to since we were little kids. And I think it's just time to let that SHIT go. We don't need it anymore. So I think we're going to see a lot of transformation if we surrender to the process. So with that, I'm going to turn it to Morgan.
Thanks, Sari. Okay, so the card I'm pulling from the Spirit Crystals Oracle, and the card that came out was this. It's called Lepidolite. Okay, and I can, if it's there's a lot of light here going on. So when the card came out, actually, I just felt I could hardly see the color of the card because there's just a lot of glow. And it's kind of like a lavender color. But anyway, when I looked at it, I heard they're suggesting just to work with lavender, burn lavender. If you have lavender, like dried flowers, to like soak in a bathtub, and also just essential oil scents, this type of thing, to bring just a sense of calm, they're saying. As well on this, when I really looked deeper, I saw something about doing some type of mirror affirmations, okay, to work on that inner child healing. So you look at your eyes in the mirror and you tell yourself, like, I am worthy of love, you can find all sorts of wonderful positive affirmations, but look in the mirror and tell yourself this in the eye. And then also, they said that you're going to need this stone to help you remain calm during these changes that are coming in. And on this card, it's a 32, which breaks down to a 5, which is all about changes. So anyway, this card says the essential meaning is simplification, manageability, organization, and one task at a time. I feel that's very like Capricorn style energy too. Lepidolite spirit appears to tell you to slow down and simplify, for you have been turning your attention and your energy to far too many different things, distracting yourself from the wisdom available to you. If you feel lost and overwhelmed, it's no wonder. Fortunately, Lepidolite spirit is here to focus you. Think about how satisfying it is to do to do one task from beginning to end with mindfulness, free of all the noise and distractions, and keeps you from feeling a sense of completion. Yeah. There is always more to do, but life becomes more manageable when you recognize that focusing over and over again will only exhaust you and slow you down. Remain present, doing just one thing, and your courage, conviction, and confidence will return. Take on one task at a time. Then it will be easier to hear the quiet voice of your intuition, which will guide you in prioritizing what needs to get done will get done, and your life will become more manageable if you follow this crystal's lead. And then it says lepidolite is the go-to stone for times of stress. It teaches us to slow down and care for ourselves. Although useful in meditation, this stone is just as effective placed in the bathtub when we soak, placed in the bathtub when you soak and you have a cup of tea and relax. So now I'm picking up lavender tea as well. Oh my goodness. So I hope that message helped. Thank you so much. And with that, I'm going to pass it on to Dawn.
And I remembered to unmute my mic. Yay. So what I think is really cool is that, Sari, your card was a number 29. And I forgot, it was a reminder to me, the universe was reminding me, that this is the last full moon that Neptune will be in Pisces. It's at 29 degrees right now. It will be at 29 degrees on the new moon in Capricorn. And then we get the eclipse energy that's going to be coming in after that. And that will have already changed by then, because it actually moves on January 26th to 0 degrees of Aries. So this is the last full moon. You know, Cancer talks to Pisces all the time. And Jupiter is actually 9 degrees away from that right now. I think it's at 20 degrees right now. So, you know, there's this kind of still the energy that's being shared with this trine energy. And so the other thing that came up is I'm reading from For the Love of Dragons. And because I wanted to, you know, that child energy that needs to be told that it's okay to play, right? It's fun. So this card is called, it's number 13 card, which is the degree of the moon. You know, can't make it up. This is the listener. The universe is in constant conversation and wants to communicate with you. No topic is too trivial or too grand, and you are invited to receive the insights, directives, and guidance it has to offer. You become a part of that conversation by deep listening. Go somewhere quiet. Sit with your spine against the gnarled grandeur of an old tree, or with your feet in a whispering brook, or stroll through a lush garden of humming flowers. Listen to the song of the bees, the sigh of the leaves, to the rippling stories of the water, the wings of invisible dragons. Clear your mind so the conversation can begin. Listening is a form of invocation. So I love all this energy that we're having. And I think that we are going to be going through kind of a rebirth like the earth is going through. So releasing some of our child wound, our mother-father wound, and what I also refer to as the worthiness wounds, that that we can move forward and move onward. So that's one of the things I plan on doing a release with tonight. So I want to go ahead and get started on this this particular ritual. I think it's going to be very powerful. This ritual will be in effect until you can do it, well, actually, with the quantum energy that we have, you can do it anytime, because you will be in the energy of the now. The full moon takes effect tonight. It's at like 3 o'clock in the morning, I believe, Eastern, 3 or 4, and goes for like 48 hours. So we are going to be in full moon energy. You can put out your crystals to cleanse them. You can put out your cards to cleanse them. And also, I want to say that during this time, up until we're going to be doing a new moon in Capricorn at 28 degrees. And that is going to be an excellent time to set your intentions and for the rest of the year, because all of this energy that we're getting now is us thinking about what we want to do and not listening to anybody else's advice. You know, all of the things are out of bounds. We're going to make up our own rules. So I want you to be aware that we're going to be doing something for the new moon ceremony, and that we can really use all this energy. You don't take action now. You are coming up with a plan. Mercury just entered Capricorn, and Mercury will help us make a plan as it goes over these degrees that have been activated. So let's start by always lighting a candle. I have 3 candles that I decided to light because I feel this is a super powerful energy. And normally I light 1, maybe 2, but I just felt the energy of 3. So we start by lighting the candle and asking the angels to come in for us. So we have Archangel Michael here to give us the energy of protection. We have Archangel Sandalphon. Yes, I burnt my fingers. I've got Mars in my first house, so I do that a lot. And also we have Archangel Raphael for healing. So I have all 3 of my candles I am lighting and asking the energy of the angels to guide and protect us. Now, I am also going to use a little bit of, this is Florida water, energetically. So if you have these things at home and you want to repeat this ritual to yourself later, you can use the things that you have available, a perfume that you like or enjoy. This is also sound energy. And we have the water energy in our bowl for putting out our flames that are coming through. So what I want you to do now is take your pen and your paper, and this is what you decide what you want to release in this full moon energy. the full moon is a time of culmination. It's a time of seeing things that we haven't seen before, and recognizing those things that no longer serve us and that we need to release to that energy. Now, the energy of Cancer and Capricorn can cover a lot of things in a person's life. And I wanted to touch on that a little bit because a lot of these can be related to what's going to be happening to us in the future. One of them is, it's not just about father and mother energy, Cancer mother, Capricorn father. It's also about home, Cancer, work, Capricorn. And there's a lot of changes going on with AI that we are going to have a lot of changes in jobs. And I want people to be aware of that and to release some of the energy of fearfulness and knowing something's coming for the greatest and highest good. And this is the time that you need to set the intention or think about what you want to do in the future that you really want to do. Your intuition, what is it telling you? Because jobs are going to be changing. We are going to be releasing that energy. And with Mars in that house, a lot of times it can be a very sudden cutoff energy. Like, you go in and boom, oh, pink slip, don't come back tomorrow, or the doors are locked, right? That's that kind of energy with Mars. It can be that quick, that sudden, immediate change. And with Uranus in Taurus, a lot of the big department stores, big organizations, a lot of that is changing. A lot of them are going to more AI associated things. So I want people to also include the fact that, what their job may change, and that to move into an acceptance that what you're going to be doing is, I'm intending that I want to do something for my greatest and highest good. And actually, this is the universe giving you an opportunity to do that, because otherwise we don't move. It's a tower moment that occurs, that we release, that we are released, or it's like a Pluto moment. It blows things up, but it gives you something, it takes something away, but it also transforms you. And that's very transformative energy that we have coming in all this year. And by the time we get to July, we have a perfected small grand trine that is the universe protecting us. Everything's going to be at 4 degrees in those signs. And then Jupiter will then at the end of July turn to 4 degrees as well. So we are being supported energetically. So trust in that. Trust your intuition. Know that you can say, I want something for my greatest and highest good. And that if this means that all of a sudden I have no job, well, what do I want to do? What if I could have anything or do anything that I really wanted to do, what would it be? And how can I accomplish that? A lot of people will be starting new businesses. Some are starting a little side business now and, trying to open that up a little bit more. But we will have, I think very quick changes in the workforce because of that Mars energy. It will be quick and it will be clean, right? It won't be, oh, we're giving you notice, 2 or 3 months. No, it'll be like, you're done in a week. You're done. So I want you to be aware of those energies and that you can make your own rules as we go through things. The other thing is with the mother and father wounds that are occurring, that are being brought up, being triggered, actually. We are being triggered by a lot of these wounds, and probably have been because we were around our family the past, week, 2 weeks, and things came up that you recognized. So what is that change for you now? What is this energy that you need to release and let go of? Because I consider it Sedna energy. There's some Sedna problems you can't solve. You can't solve a Sedna problem. It's a betrayal, but you need to move on from that betrayal. It doesn't mean that the betrayal didn't happen. And that's why I like Sedna. I like Sedna because I feel that the betrayal was still there, and she decided that she was going to transform. And she wasn't a part of that energy anymore. She was like, okay, I can't solve that. That's not something I can solve. It's not my problem anymore. And then she went on and transformed herself and then became that sea goddess who is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And I think that's the energy that we need to take. There's nothing that you could have been betrayed by that Sedna hasn't had that same experience, that same feeling of betrayal, family, spouse. The village around her really didn't support her either. So we are going to be moving into the energy this year of finding our tribe, and it doesn't have to be family. The worthiness wound is hard to define, because when you're young like that, you don't know that this isn't normal. You are growing up, and what you're experiencing is normal for you at that time, and you don't know any different. So a lot of times we end up having to first recognize that wasn't right. That wasn't the way it should have been. You weren't being supported. You weren't being encouraged. And I think that is recognizing, first of all, that, that was normal for you. If you had parents that never fixed you supper at night, okay, that was part of your normal, right? So I want people to realize that it takes a while sometimes to recognize patterns. And those patterns, the lack of love that you may have experienced affects your relationships in the here and now. And you being able to release that energy and say, I am worthy. I am stepping into my Empress energy. And, you take your own advice. Does the Empress take advice from anyone? No. Does she listen to what other people have to say? To a certain extent, but then she makes up her own mind. She makes her own decisions. And I think that's the energy that we need to step into, more of that sacred feminine energy that is being supported by Venus on the other side. And Venus is super, super strong this year. She's going to conjunct at 29 degrees Uranus before Uranus steps back into Gemini, just like she did the last time. Uranus's journey in Gemini for 8 years has feminine energy written all over it. Uranus is also about freedom. A lot of things are changing, and the patriarchy is one of them. So realize with this year, with Cancer starting the full moon, the lunation at the beginning of the year, and Cancer ending the lunation at the end of the year, that's feminine energy on both book ending both sides, right? That's normally it would be a different energy. It would be which one? Virgo energy, more that earth energy. Sagittarius new moon usually comes up right before. That's the last lunation generally. And that's still masculine energy. Well, this is feminine energy on both sides. And the fact that it's 1302 now and 213 in December says to me that there is some flipping going on. There's some flipping energy going on. So I want you to write down, I will tell you one of the things that I wrote down was I want to release, I can't do that. Because actually I can. It's stepping out of your comfort zone. I can't do that. Well, why can't I do that? Well, because I was told I couldn't, or that I wasn't worthy enough to do it, or, having an attitude adjustment, or, being taken down a peg. Those are all things that are involved in the worthiness kind of wound. Is like, okay, well, you're too big for your britches. All of these things that were meant to demean us a little bit at a time. And that builds up. We have a lot of energy with us needing to release people that have power over us, because the Pluto energy is also being activated. So really, I would say I'm also releasing the mother and father wounds that I have held, where I was responsible for things I shouldn't have been responsible for. A lot of times that happens where we are put in the position of having to be the adult as a child. So with that, I want to have people, if you have anything that you want to add, please write it in the comments of things that you feel that you want to release, or how you feel about this particular energy. I think this is going to be a lesson for us for all the entire year, that we are going to release the worthiness wounds. We're not going to worry about what other people think of the job that we do, because our jobs are all changing. Do what you want. I retired from a job that I was at for like 39 and a half years. And now I do whatever I want. I travel wherever I want. I do whatever I want. And it's not like I have a ton of money or anything like that. I just put my priorities on the things that I want to do. And I'm 63 years old and I feel like I should enjoy my life. So I want people to realize that there are big changes that you can make, and it doesn't matter what age you are when you're doing this. So let's go ahead. I don't know if either one of you had anything that you wanted to add. No? Okay. So let us start with our paper. So if you have your paper ready and have written on it, I want you to just fold it once. Don't tear anything yet, because we're going to take a little journey. And I'll see if I can't pop this up to make it a little bit easier. Okay. I wanted you to see this because I wanted it to be, yay, there we go. I wanted us to take a little journey. And this is the wolf moon that we are enjoying during this time. And this to me is the Empress energy, this Kuan Yin. So take that piece of paper and hold it over your heart and close your eyes. And we are going to the mountains high in the sky. As we close our eyes, we feel the wind around us and we are warmly cloaked with a beautiful flowing gown. And we have the wolf in the distance, keeping track of his moon. We have a warm cloak that we wrap around us, and we head up higher to meet with others in a large area that has opened up just in the shadow of the mountain. And we see our fire burning brightly, climbing higher and higher. As we approach the fire and in the opening, we see others gathered around us. People that are new, people that we greet, people that are friends that we recognize, that we're getting to know better. And we start to form our circles around this huge fire. And we look up and see the moon high in the sky above. And on this night, one of the other brightest things in the sky is Jupiter. Jupiter is very bright in the night sky now. It's a perfect time to enjoy that sight as accompanying this moon energy. So we have the goddess of the full moon, Selene, step forward, and the goddess Artemis, and the goddess Hecate. They are here in celebration of this feminine energy, and they have invited Venus to attend. She is part of this energy as well, and they are all going to be strengthening each other throughout the year as pillars of strength. Strong, devoted, kind, and able to face the crossroads. Hecate asks that we place that paper that is over our heart and feel into the energy all that we want to release. We want to send all of our sadness that we had when we were young, when we didn't feel loved, when we didn't feel protected, when we felt alone. All of that pain and fear, all part of that worthiness wound. Pour that energy into this piece of paper and feel the release that happens when you no longer take that burden on yourself. Nothing was your fault. You were a child, and now you're moving into a much stronger energy of becoming the Empress. You get to decide. You make the decisions. And again, releasing all of that pain into the paper so that we can then burn that energy off and purify. This is also what the sun is doing with Venus and Mars on either side, purifying their energy. The sun shines its rays deeply into both of them on either side. This is a purification that will end with conjunctions before they move on and then can become visible later. This is a learning time for them as well. And still the moon is shining bright. So I want you, as we are standing here, to mentally send your piece of paper to the fire. See it floating in that direction. See flames touch it and start to burn it up, as well as the papers of other people that are there, that energy of being purified and cleansed and released. And the fire climbs higher into the sky. And we send each other healing energy. We recognize the wound that was in each of us, and we say a prayer of healing for each person there. We are together. We are stronger because we are together. This is the wolf moon. We are not a lone wolf. We're part of a pack. And that's where we get our strength from, this energy. I want you to take 3 breaths. I will guide you through these breaths. Slowly inhale, hold, and release that energy out. Slowly breathing out. Take another deep breath in. Hold at the top. And slowly release out. And one more. Deep inhale in. Hold slightly. And slowly release out. We are going to come back into the moment and slowly open our eyes. And we are returning back so that we can finish the fun part of releasing this energy. Yay! So I like the fact that we can get rid of the emotion into the paper as we release. So one of my favorite things to do is tear it. And so, yeah, I love this energy of tearing the paper. So you can choose to tear it. If you don't have a flame, this is perfectly fine to tear it. And you can repeat this ceremony. This weekend is a perfect time to do it. The full moon is in effect all this weekend. So really feel free to maybe have others participate with you in other times. We are quantumly all hooked together. So if you're watching this on recording, you are just as much a part of that circle as we were, technically doing it live, because quantum energy is not a joke and quantum timing is not a joke. It is a real thing. So I like to have mine in like this long because I have a tendency to burn my fingers, which I've already done. So light them up, light up this energy and release all of those things that has changed our relationships, right? Oh, it needs more fire. I don't say that too often. More fire. There we go. Ah. Oh, there we go. That's good. This is important, as I know I look like smoking. Yay. So it's still burning. So it's in the water, but it's still burning, which is kind of cool. So this is something that you can do actually at any time, I feel, because we're being called upon now to do a lot of journal and burn. And I think that's going to be true throughout the rest of the year, actually. And we need now to close our ceremony. And how we do that is symbolically blowing out the candle. So I do want to thank the angels that came to guide us. So Archangel Michael and Raphael and Sandalphon. I hope I didn't leave anybody out. And also the goddesses, especially Venus coming through. Venus is going to be very powerful for all the women this year. And she is going to be doing some amazing things, including in the fall when she's in Scorpio retrograde, coming back to Venus. Venus getting some justice for people. Okay, so blow out your candle. I get all three of mine as a sign of release.
Yeah, Dawn, I was going to show you for the viewers. I got this gifted for Christmas, and it's a tarot candle. It's called the Empress, and you can see it. I'll show you the box because it's made in Ontario, Canada, Morgan. If anyone's ever seen one of these, it was a gift, but it's got a beautiful scent, and it says Soul Sticks is the name of the group. It's out of Ontario, but a beautiful reminder of new beginnings and rebirth.
And that being the Venus energy too.
Yeah.
That, it's definitely all of the energies and synchronicities have been saying Venus and Moon, Venus and Moon, Venus and Moon. And so I really feel that it's going to be a really powerful, when you have two full moons in Cancer, beginning and ending the year, it's pretty powerful. And Venus is doing some really amazing things. She joins up with Jupiter on June 9th. They do a conjunction. So that is going to be fabulous for people. That's in Cancer where he's exalted. So there's some beautiful things that are going to be happening for all of us. I know that I have my class starting. Learn As You Go Tarot I'm not Learn As You Go Tarot. I'm sorry. I was thinking of something else. Learn As You Go Astrology is starting this Sunday, and I'll put a link to that down below. I know the reason I said tarot is because I know that Wendy is doing a tarot course. I'm not sure of the start date for that, but I know that's coming up.
It's next Thursday. So I think it's the 9th. Hold on. Not the 9th. I think it would be the 8th.
Okay.
Wendy's in the chat, so maybe she can let us know. And then the Akashic course starts on the 11th.
And I'm excited because I have joined that Akashic course, and I'm really excited to learn. And am I forgetting anything? We will be back to our normal routine of 8 p.m. on Wednesdays starting next week. I will be putting out some astrology videos this weekend. Please keep your eye on that. I will say this morning I put out a video that was tarot, and it was about this moon in Cancer, and I had all kinds of synchronicities. The first card out was the Empress. First card out. And then we also had the moon came out, and she was a woman in that card. Normally you don't see any women in the moon cards. And then the magician came out, which was Mercury. And so all three of those came out and representing planets. And it's just like, oh, wow, speaking loud and clear. I did have a download that one of the, I think Mars is guarding the Empress, to be blunt. Mars is going to be guarding the Empress. So I think there is protective energy for the feminine energy coming out. Now there's getting more protected energy. And I think that's coming from Mars, because I interpreted it as one of the knights was guarding the Empress. For some reason it came down. And so I wanted to bring that out. But I want to thank everyone for joining us. Please like and subscribe. And you will be involved in the new moon in Capricorn on the 28th. And it will be the last one that Neptune is at 29 degrees. So it's a very special time, because that won't happen again for another 150 years. So much love to everyone. Thank you for joining us. And we will see you very, very soon. Good night.